do you want to introduce Nathan now?
Yeah, sure. I mean, Nathan's sitting there, so he can introduce himself. I don't think I need to speak for him. Nathan, give us a
Put
pitch,
yourself
mate.
out of a job, Alwyn.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. G'day everyone. My name is Nathan Baisley, and look, my story in a nutshell is a journalist by trade. Was doing sort of kids TV, particularly TV hosting and producing and things like that for a bit over a decade, and then got the immersive technology bug. Started going into VR production. Saw how sort of powerful it was for storytelling, particularly in factual storytelling. The kinds of things we could, the kind of situations we could put people in were really amazing. And when you get that opportunity to put an audience into a fully surround environment rather than, sitting them in front of a flat screen TV, you can see the difference in reaction that they get from that. So got the bug from that. Working for the Australian Broadcasting Corporation here, the national broadcaster, went into lead their immersive technology area, working on VR products, AR products, social AR products, and more recently looking into virtual production, how we sort of blend that traditional side of the national broadcaster with the new technology side and being able to bring those both together. So that's sort of been up to about 15 years of my career before this. And then recently I've started with a really unique organization called Light. So Light is the brainchild of the founder, Nick and Sophie Dunstan, who were hedge fund people from Hong Kong that came back and basically wanted to give back to the creative community in Adelaide in Australia. And so they wanted to put advanced technology into the hands of creatives of all types, particularly music and performance artists. And so they started an organization called Light, which is aiming to do just that. And I think I've got a video now that I can show that is basically introducing the concept of Light from Nick and Sophie themselves. So I'll let them play that, and then we can come back and talk a little further from there.
Thanks, Nathan.
Hi, welcome to Light Adelaide. I'm Sophie.
I'm Nick.
This is the lab, which is the starting point of our creative venture here in Adelaide. We've been away from Adelaide for about 20 years and have returned with our 4 children. We were looking for a way to give back to the community. We're passionate about the arts, we're passionate about looking after people. This is our chance to create that vision here.
Yeah, we've been really lucky to have had some amazing experiences and really lucky to have been born in Adelaide and now be back here and to see an opportunity to really give creatives in Adelaide and for that matter Australia a new type of canvas that we think is reimagining the way artists and audiences engage. Ultimately, it's about togetherness, but using digital to create that togetherness. These digital windows create the ability for any artist to create any environment and to really bring the audience along with them. We've already seen 60 shows.
We have.
And we've seen the most incredible artists from around Australia produce the most incredible things with our digital creatives. And we're so excited to see what happens next.
This is the exciting bit. This is the canvas for the future.
Yep, the future of performance. LED screens that are windows to the world. The world created by the artists, that they want to put you in a desert, want to put you on a rock, want to put you under the ocean, put you on the moon. This is what we can do with our technology. We think this is the way people are going to experience performance together in a world that is created by the artists. It's dynamic and it's flexible and it's real time.
Can you imagine being an audience member, coming in, seeing any genre that you can imagine? In any place that you can imagine. It's really exciting.
Welcome to Aurora, our restaurant at the front of Light Adelaide.
This is a space that we wanted to create to feel like home, where people can come and eat and drink and enjoy each other's company and then easily have an experience in our artistic venture.
We'd love to see you here.
We can't wait.
Yeah, so that was a sort of a brief overview of Light and what they're trying to achieve there. And there's kind of a few different parts to the organisation right now. The first bit that opened February this year was an immersive music venue called The Lab. You saw it there at the start there, and basically it's got LED screens on 3 of the 4 walls around there, and it's basically sort of reinventing what a club could look like if it had some immersive qualities. So what they're trying to do there is join artists and musicians together to come up with a show that sort of takes people to different places. It has interactivity that interacts with the music live and dynamically, so that it enhances what audiences see and feel when they're going through that performance. So I've got a quick little video of one of the shows in the lab just recently that we can flick to now, and we can have a little bit of a look at what those shows actually look like, and then we can look at some of the other spaces today.
And I lost my love for the Southern Cross. So the boys, they cause the fighting. There's only one thing left for me to do in this world. 'Cause it won't be long. No, it won't be long till I'm gone for good.
So as you can see there, part of the start of that is really around putting visuals on the screen and allowing artists and musicians to collaborate on something. Most of that at this stage is sort of that flat video that they can mix and dynamically change as that performance is happening. They're just starting out doing some real-time work down there now, but what we're sort of looking to do is really foster a lot of that work upstairs in our virtual production studio. So that's been the focus of most of my work over the last couple of months, is starting a VP studio there that is like downstairs. It's putting that visual technology in the hands of musicians. Upstairs, we're looking to do the same thing for filmmakers in a really cost-effective way. So the next video I've got is just a quick demo of a music clip that was shot there recently, just using some dynamic video backgrounds and some virtual production, real-time environments to create a music clip really quickly and cost-effectively for an artist, a local artist in Adelaide. So we can have a look at that now. Sorry, I've got a cacophony of birds and kookaburras and things like that behind me, so clearly I'm coming from Australia. So that's the VP studio as it stands right now. So we've had a whole lot of different filmmakers coming in and using that for much lower rates than a usual studio would charge. And what we're trying to do there is give people hands-on time with new technologies and allow them to sort of see how their creative process can change and be improved by having access to that sort of technology. So we are trying all sorts of different projects, seeing what sticks and what doesn't, trying to give teachers and students access to those facilities as well, so that they can come out of the courses that they would usually do, their filmmaking courses, with that sort of, those sort of techniques already under their belt. If you're talking about a really large studio like you see for Mandalorian and things like that. It's very hard to just hand over the reins to something like that to students and teachers and people doing music clips and ads and things like that. But what we're trying to do there is just create a space where people can come in and try things and learn things and create something quite different and special. So that's part of what we've been doing recently. And the next step in, I suppose, the light journey is to expand that space to be a fully surround auditorium. One of our biggest sort of missions going forward, and part of what I'm heading up with our R&D division, is really around trying to make an immersive performance space that can also do virtual production. So we see a lot of value in something that it can be an audience-facing space. So audiences could come in there and see a music performance that has real-time visuals completely surrounding them, that can take them into different places, can capture movement and turn that into interactivity within that space, and also be expressed online as well, so that we can blend physical and digital crowds all at the same time. So something like that, a setup like that, I think would be incredibly valuable, and also allow us to do virtual production during those times where performances aren't using the space as well. So that's what we're building now. We're just reconfiguring that volume to sort of fulfill that brief. I've got a quick little mock-up, I think, now that I can talk over that you can play right now, but it's basically showing a quick little mock-up of what that would look like if we were hosting a Fortnite concert in that space. So this is the sort of configuration that we're sort of looking at now, and just playing a 360 recording of the Travis Scott Fortnite concert in there. I think it's a way for us to allow digital concerts to have physical attendees, but also to allow artists to be able to play one site, and also that be expressed in other places through motion capture as well. Especially through COVID times, I think artists have done it really tough in having a huge revenue tool taken away from their disposal, which is touring. It's really difficult, obviously, flying around the world right now, and obviously having big crowds in for a big stadium show is really difficult right now too. And so one of the things that we really want to achieve in the future is to be able to have a network of these venues where we can let artists come in and explore and put on a show that not only the physical audience in that space can see, but it can also be expressed online and within the network of similar venues as well. So that's sort of the light story in a nutshell. And if anyone has any questions, I'd love to answer them.
Yeah, I was going to say, if anyone gets to Adelaide, then they should definitely check out Aurora, because the food there is amazing as well. And having been down to the venue and checked it out, it's a pretty special and unique setup that you've got going on down there, Nathan. But good to see that you're pushing the boundaries in technology, and there should be some really interesting content come out of it. So I'm looking forward to that. Did we want to move on, Josh? You're the gatekeeper here with timings. How are we looking, mate?
We're on time. If there's any other questions for Nathan, then the floor's open. I had loads of questions, but Nathan, you've done such a good job covering everything. I'm kind of a bit stumped, to be honest. I'm interested that the space that you're showing us is an event space, and I love that you've got panels on the columns as well. That worked really well. But you said that you're now expanding into a filmmaking space as well, where I imagine you'll be renting that space out for people to do, whatever they need.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing that we sort of found.
Sorry, yeah.
No, that's it's a fair point. And the thing that we found was that when we were looking at different creatives that would use technology in different ways, obviously music was one side, and that's where we focused first. And especially with the background, the founders used to be very heavily involved in music before getting into the hedge fund game, and so that was a particular passion area for them. Then we sort of went, okay, what other areas could be of sort of creative endeavor could be benefited with visual technologies like this, and spaces that could be used cost effectively, and filmmaking was definitely one of those. And it's pretty easy to see the value that virtual production is already having to large budget films and TV series, particularly overseas. But one of the things that we didn't really see a lot of at this stage was around those sort of mid to lower budget productions being able to access the same technology. And when we're talking to a lot of the major producers around Australia that are looking to bring in big productions into the country, you realize that there's a real lack of available skill sets, people that have actually had time in a volume actually trying to create content in different ways. And that can also mean that you just don't get that innovation that comes from needing to pull a production together with gaffer tape and string. That sort of ingenuity comes from necessity, and I think that makes a big difference when it comes to pushing a technology forward. So that's what we wanted to do, and we wanted to build a space that people could come in and use that really easily. But then we also realized that space can also work really perfectly for performances as well. So we really want to straddle both the use cases there, and make sure that we can have audiences come in and use the same space for a very different reason.
Fantastic. Thank you.